All right, Shalom Akim. It's the high spirit wind Judah of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving our honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. I also want to give double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. All right, and I want to get into a topic entitled, Is All a Test of Faith? That's every circumstance that we go through, it's just a test of your integrity. The walk of our life is the Most High seeing how hard we're going to go for this truth, but I'm going to let the scriptures back me up. This is James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh have promised to them that love him. All right. Blessed is the man that endured temptation. Let's get that word temptation in the Greek's concordance. Okay. Temptation.
Strong's G 3986, Pyrasmas.
Parasmas. All right. And that is to say, this is the definition. It says, an experiment, attempt, trial, proving the trial made of you by bodily condition, since conditions served as to test the love of the Galatians towards Paul. Trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, constancy. Are you going to be? That's why brothers have been in this truth 10, 20, 30 years going to the apostles, man, because it's a test of your constancy. You know, you have men that hit the ground running, but as far as hope deferred, they fell off, man. All right. Another definition under B. An enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from the desires or from the outward circumstances. Okay, I'm going to skip to a few key ones. This is Roman numeral 4. Adversity. I'm gonna start at 3. Of the condition of things or a mental state by which we are enticed to sin or to a lapse from the faith and holiness. Adversity. Affliction, trouble sent by the Most High in serving to test or prove one's character. Faith, holiness. Temptation, trial of the Most High by men. Okay, so let's get an example of men's integrity and tested. And there's a reason why the book of Job was written, because what does it say? Everything that happened before time was written for our learning. Who was the hour? It's the elect. The house of David, because that's who's going to come back in these latter times. All right, and wake up. Going back to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Okay. So I'm going to get the book of Job, the first chapter. All right, I'm just going to read on down. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the East. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. So that was like a morning report, a meeting in the spirit world, man. All right. Well, all the spirits have to report to the Most High. Okay. Going to verse 7. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? So the Most High asked Satan, man, where you been? All right. And going back to the verse, it says, Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahweh said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? So the Most High volunteered Job into the test of integrity, man. The Most High offered Job to Satan in the test of his integrity. All right, because the story of our lives is about the test of our integrity, man. Going into the dark times at hand, man. The dark times is coming ahead. All right, Job 1:8, and Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, doth Job fear the Most High for naught? All right, and you brothers are going to have circumstances in your life that parallel this situation with Job. All right, because you're going to be uploading those videos. You're going to be praying. You're going to be fasting. You're going to be around the brothers doing videos. All right, you're going to be, of course, going to camp on Saturdays. And you're going to be on the road, man. The brothers are going to be commending you. And they're going to tell you all these things. And guess what? Satan going to be like, of course he doing good. Yeah, he doing good now. Wait till I send him a job opportunity. But it's going to be offshore. He's not going to be able to go to camp every week. Wait till I send him that new woman that's going to excite him and stimulate him and tickle his fantasy. I bet she going to shake him off balance. And the Most High going to be like, according to the book of Job, the Most High going to be like, let's see. And ultimately, the Most High I already know. But on the flip side, it's there so you can see where you stand, because you may think that you're solid. Then you'll get hit with a circumstance and realize that you're not as solid as you thought you were. All right, going back to verse 9. Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, does Job fear the Most High for naught? And does he fear you for none, Lord? Hast thou not made an hedge about him? And the elect has an hedge, man. The elect has an hedge. All right. All right. The hedge keeps us from dying, from starving to death. We have a hedge in the spirit world that keeps judgment from happening to us, man. That keeps judgment from touching us. Job 1:10, hast thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increasing his land. And now the work of our hands is doing the works. All right. The Most High has blessed the work of our hands. All right. Doing the works, increasing us in the spirit. All right. Verse 11. But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. If you lost your job right now, will you upload a video that you had planned to upload? If your woman left you, are you going to upload a video, or you going to be caught up in her BS trying to get her back? Okay. And Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. In their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I am only escaped alone to tell them. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven, and have burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I am escaped alone to tell them. Now, what does this remind you of? It reminds me of Sirach 39, where it says there be spirits created for vengeance. Now we see that head spirit that was created for vengeance, man. There was a pact in the spirit world made for the Most High and Satan, and the Most High said, I bet he'll keep his integrity. If you try him, he's still going to keep his integrity. And then the Most High told Satan, look, just don't do whatever to him. Just don't touch him. Okay. And the Satan, he was like, man, this is what I do. You know? And as you can see, Satan doesn't hold back punches, because he lays hold those sore strokes, going back to Sirach 39. Okay. All right. And going back to 16, Job 1:16. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven, and have burnt up the sheep and the servants and consumed them, and I am only escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I am only escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, it smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I am only escaped alone to tell thee. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped. All right, how many of us can do that if that happened to us after we caught hell? We just fell down to the Most High and worshiped him, man. All right, we finna enter into the spirit of Job, because we're about to be tried by the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. Yahweh gave, and Yahweh have taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. And all this Job sinned not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. All right? So that's the epitome of the word integrity. Okay? All right, that's the epitome of the word integrity. And from there, we're going to get the book of James. We're going to get the book of James right quick. James chapter 1, verse 12. It says, which that's the verse I opened up with, James 1 and 12. That's the chapter I opened up with. Blessed is the man that endured temptation. Now we know what the word temptation is, and we have an example of that. That's what the book of Job. All right, the Most High literally took everything from him by the hands of Satan. Okay. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which Yahweh have promised to them that love him. All right. But it's all about enduring temptation. And going back to the blue of the Bible, we know that the temptation is ultimately established by the Heavenly Father to test your integrity, man. So that's one of the main things that the Most High uses, man. He uses circumstances to shake your faith, to see how hard you're going to go for him. And ultimately, it's Socratic irony, meaning it's really set up to see where you stand in the faith, where you realistically stand in the faith. Because you can shadow box all night or all day, but you don't really know where your skill set at unless somebody gets in the ring with you. Okay. All right. From there, I'm going to get First Peter's chapter 1, verse 7. And it says, I start at 6. First Peter's 1 and 6. Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though not for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So the trial of our faith is precious, man, more precious than gold, man. It says that gold perish, man. All right. Because in order to get everlasting life, in order to get spiritual power, in order to get rulership or a seat of dignity in Yahweh Shai's kingdom, man, we have to be tested. We have to be proved. Like when you put in the application, right? Or you want to get one of those app-based jobs and it does a background check, then it says what? Your application was approved. Okay. Same thing with us, man. We have to be approved. And the key element in the word approve is what? To prove. Okay. So we have to be proven. Okay. And I'm gonna do a part 2 to this lesson because there's another element I wanted to add to it. But with that, I hope you brothers are edified. To the next time, Shalom.